850-964-6400 or visit carefreeboats.com. Start living the boat life without the boat hassle. Carefree Boat Club. Boating made
Powered
easy.
by Panama City Toyota. Your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I stay hot tub. Stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Rubber dub and hot tub. Rubber dub and me. Chugging hot tub.
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Chugging hot tub.
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, something that'll wake you up is coming in the studio and seeing that big picture of you sitting on the couch there. That woke
memory.
me up quick.
Who was that stud in the picture?
Oh, man, that,
he took
Applebee's is closed
Did
down.
you see that, Jason?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Applebee's is closed.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Sad, man. Sad. We used to make a killing every year for years, 13 straight years. We did car washes. We'd get when Julie was the AD and cheerleading coach over there for 12 years, we'd have the cheerleaders out in the middle of the road illegally, stopping traffic, and people were just stopping, throwing money in a bucket, or either coming in and getting their car washed. We'd have half of them out there, and some of the other girls helping wash the cars with all the football team. And that was a $3,000-$4,000 in one day.
Right.
It was incredible. But we also had like a weightlifting deal. They had to go out and get donations.
Right.
Or commitments to every car they wash, get $5, $10. Sometimes guys would come and throw a $100 bill in there because they saw Arnold football.
Right.
So we did that every year. So Applebee's was great. We also was tied into a pancake. Right, it was pancakes. They would buy. That's what it was. We had there three things. We did like a car wash-a-thon. We took donations in the street, and then we had also going on pancakes thing with Applebee's, and they always took care of us there at Applebee's. And they were
The one on Middle Beach closed?
Yeah, that's what we did. Those. I mean, we made.
Office.
And one day we would make.
They had the best chicken sandwich, man. I know I don't want to promote other companies on here, but I used to DoorDash that thing. It was like cheddar cheese, bacon, but the chicken had like this crust on it. Oh, man.
I'm telling you, that was
what happened to all the restaurants around here?
That was a good thing for us raising money. And the guy was really good to us. He got a picture of me and Jeremy Hesser. And Chad Mitchell saved his career. We had a cracked bone in his back.
Oh, wow.
In his back.
Yeah.
A lot of very
Never
painful.
practiced his senior year.
I bet.
Very painful.
Yeah.
He ran for 1,400 yards with a cracked bone in his back.
Wow.
The guy was incredible.
Yeah.
And
Tremendous player.
he got a full ride to Southern Mississippi, played as a true freshman out of Nebraska, South Carolina.
That kid's got some amazing feet. You know what I'm saying? That's just.
And he was one of those
biggest kids.
He
in
was
the
one
world,
of
but he was
those
tough.
Katrina kids
Right.
over there. You know, his brother, bless his heart, his brother came over here, went back when they got part of the project they were in, and he got shot and murdered over there.
Wow.
He got killed.
Damn.
And if he'd been here, he'd still been alive. It's just crazy. But Jeremy, what a wonderful young man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he always texts me saying, "I listen to you." I told him, I said, "What's your first bill you're going to pay?" He's house, car. I said, "No. First bill you pay every month yourself.
Right.
You put money away every bit, at least 20%. I tried to go 30. Do the most you can. Pay yourself first, and always do that. You'll have money. I always did that." And he goes, Coach, I've listened to you. He worked. They got him a job when he got through playing at Southern Mississippi with the Coca-Cola Company, which was a big deal over there in management.
Yeah,
and then he started his own business. Him and his wife sell real estate.
Nice.
And they're doing well. They're both doing really
He's got,
well.
What, 2 or 3 kids now?
More.
Well,
I think it's 4.
Okay, 4.
Do you remember what game that was? Because
that might have been. I don't know. I remember. It was a away game because
what's that?
That picture.
Which game?
What game? I don't know. I have no idea.
Now.
I have no. Jim took the picture.
Because you're both dirty. you were dirty too, and that poor kid was covered in mud.
I don't know. I remember one year. maybe it was against Rutherford over at Tommy Oliver. I think he had like 300 yards.
He was smiling.
Against Pensacola, over at Pensacola.
He ripped Choctaw, too.
Yeah, Choctaw, yeah. He was incredible, man.
Yeah, he was extremely good.
He was fun to watch, for sure.
Great lateral movement, quickness, acceleration.
His junior year, he had 2,300 yards and 39 touchdowns.
That's the year he was
How
pretty
big
healthy.
was he, seriously?
I was telling Wildcat, he's about 5'7", about 160.
Yeah.
Strong
Tops.
as a bull.
Oh,
Very
That's
strong.
not much bigger than I am.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't
for him
big.
to be that good. Holy
Solid,
Tough,
solid
though.
muscle.
Good kid.
Solid muscle, man.
And a big heart, obviously.
That's the thing with him. He has such great character. What a wonderful kid.
Yeah.
My God, he was incredible.
Yep.
Hey, did the weather? Man, did you see the tornadoes are everywhere? And it was all building up. And thank you, Jesus, God, we didn't have a problem here. Because I really was concerned what I saw up in Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and it's all coming here. I was watching the national thing. They said, hey, this has not even got to the Panhandle of Florida, and everything's juiced up just right for down there. We have watches down there. And it just didn't happen. Now, they said parts of Bay County got really bad lightning. Did y'all get it bad?
Yeah, because we're on the Bay County, Washington line there, and there was a lot of lightning there. Did you hear about Mississippi having an earthquake at the same time those storms were rolling through?
I heard that.
Wow.
I never did
It's
hear
the end
what
of times.
magnitude it was. I bet you that's what they were thinking. Here it comes. Holy
Pretty
cow.
strange for Mississippi to have an earthquake.
Could you imagine what James Hale would do if there was an earthquake here?
Oh, my God.
Hey, I
On
wouldn't be
top
here
of a
right now.
storm?
I would be.
There are not enough helmets in the world to survive that.
I'm telling you what, listen, a hurricane, you got time to get
Right.
away.
Yeah.
A tornado, you don't have it.
Especially
you
at
don't have a
nighttime.
shot, man. If it's your time to get hit, bye. It's
Yeah.
over. There was a house it's Alabama. There was a house in Alabama completely destroyed. They said they listened to Span, what he did. Guess what? They had a little safe room.
Yeah.
The only room in the house that had a roof over it was their interior closet.
Right.
That saved their life. They said, we'd been in any of those rooms, they'd have been dead.
I've seen some clips from Mississippi where everything's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just totally just destroyed. Some drone footage. It was pretty bad.
There were EF3s and 4s that hit.
Yeah. It came through fast, man.
Anybody says they EF5, you hardly, they've had an EF5 maybe 10 times
Maybe.
in our
The
lifetime.
one in Ohio was an E5, I
Yeah.
believe.
That was in 73,
Almost
wasn't
like
it?
50
Yeah, that was long.
miles
And that's like a
wide.
bomb went off.
Not only that, they're so big and wide. I
Right.
mean, they just suck everything up in like a 50-mile radius. I mean, I remember going back
they
to
stay on the
Ohio.
ground.
It was like 30 minutes from where I lived, and there was still destruction like 30 years later from that tornado.
Yeah.
It's pretty eerie because my grandparents lived like 20 minutes from there.
Good God.
That one me and Jimmy were talking about back in 74, that one, or the ones before that, it hit the ground. It went across 3 states. It was called the Tri-State Tornado. With a quarter-mile wide path, and it went for 60 miles. That's the longest in recorded.
They say EF5, you can be in a basement. It ain't gonna matter.
Suck you right out of
It
it.
ain't gonna matter. Will not matter.
Imagine being in your car getting thrown like a mile. It might be fun.
It's
It might be
2012
fun of the
flying
situation.
In 2012, when the one that killed those people in Alabama, went by Tuscaloosa and everything, this wasn't Alabama, it's the other northern part. I think it was the same system. I know it was the same day, those storms, but I don't know if it was the same hurricane, but they found a body part with the head just thrown into a ground, like
Yeah.
you just took it and threw it in.
Well, the wind would pick you up and throw you just like your little leaf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're 250 mile per hour winds, which some of them could generate that high, so there's nothing you can do about it. The main thing is when the wall collapses and starts to, blow into you, that's when it becomes dangerous. That's why you got to get away from windows and, get in a sturdy room without any windows.
I'm glad I got you guys in here today. This is our last day before spring, or we're going to take a little spring break, but most of our sponsors are going to be out of town. I had Dr. Ward's going to call. Hey, Dr. Ward's going to call around 7:30 because
Go Gators.
he was at the game.
Yeah.
He had a great time. We'll talk about that.
Call Coach
I got a bone to
Coffin
pick with the
at
NCAA.
7:15.
Yeah.
Can we complain about the NCAA?
Oh, absolutely. I don't get it. Alabama, so what? They lost game.
10
They should be
games.
the number one seed, right? Is that what you're arguing about?
No, I didn't understand Auburn being the number one seed. I know everybody goes, resume.
I'm thinking, why not Florida?
You lost 3 or 4 games to end the season. Florida was, to me, the best team in the country. They beat you out of Auburn. To me, they should have been the number one seed. Or Duke, because Duke beat them. They were 31-3, although I think that's
all Alabama is the epicenter of the basketball world. How is it that Auburn and Alabama both got beat the same day?
Hey.
I guess you're not the superstar you thought you were.
Listen, no, those are great kids, both teams, and they were worried about that weather system and their families back in Alabama. That's what it was. They were not focused.
It was a bowl game. They didn't play their starters.
I'm going to pick on Alabama more than Auburn. Alabama, I've been hearing it from a certain person, James Hale. Oh, yeah, they're ready to win it all. They've given up over 100 points in the last 2 years, probably more than any team in America.
Yeah.
But they didn't
sorry,
mean to.
Jay, you can't win a national championship of basketball giving up 100 points a game.
I'm with
No.
You can't.
I'm with you.
I don't care what their story, who played, who didn't play.
Sears has got to play better for them, and
Come on, man.
Nelson's got to be healthy. They got some issues right now, and I think Auburn's got some issues. They got a couple players that aren't playing up to the.
Can't shoot foul shots.
No, and they're not hitting their threes like they were early in the year, and that's a big part of Bruce Pearl's offense. So I'm a little nervous for them too. So Tennessee's playing well though. Florida's playing well.
Florida's in a roll for sure.
Florida just looks to me like they have the most complete team. They have everything: size. I mean, they got interior, shooting, defense. I mean, that guy to me he's a little goofy, but he can coach, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I don't know why you don't give it to Florida. They go on the road and beat Auburn, which nobody could do.
Right.
At home, the number one team in the country. They go in there and beat them. They go to Tuscaloosa, and Alabama was ranked 3rd or 4th at the time. They beat them like a drum. They just look right now. Of course, I was saying the exact same thing about Auburn at one time during the year.
Right.
They look unbeatable. Well, who knows? It might be some Cinderella team. It could be some weak program like Akron. I mean, I hope you weren't listening, Justin. We were talking about Akron and
I didn't.
Thank God.
That game against Miami
You would have been mad.
was tremendous.
I am a little nervous that the SEC beat themselves up this regular season, and the way they've called some of these games.
Can we keep it real?
No, I'm trying to, because this has happened in the Big Ten in the past. You know how they call when they call these overly physical games. They get to the NCAA, and then they call regular fouls, and then you got guys in foul trouble, and it really affects how they move on in the tournament. I think they have the most talented teams.
I think we should keep it fair and balanced. I think they were overrated the whole year. It's going to show in these tournaments. We did the exact same thing in football. We got all the hype. The middle of the season, we had 7 teams in the top 10,
right?
And then we had 3 make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how good we are now. We'll find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. They look good. They look really good now.
I think when Auburn's playing well, they're as good as anybody. I think when Florida's playing well, they're as good as anybody. I'm not as high on Tennessee as some of the other teams, but even Alabama, when they played well in offense, the problem with Alabama is going to be their defense. You can't give, like you said, 100 points a game, especially when you get into these Sweet 16, Elite 8 matches when the game might be slowed down. They put you in a lot of bad situations, but we'll see. They got some talent.
They always get you build up about it, and then they fall apart. But I will say this: last year I felt the same way. Like, here we go again, and they made it to the Final Four. So who knows what's going to happen?
I like Houston. I think Houston's really well coached. I think guards are hugely important in the tournament because they can control the pace of the game, and they always play defense. They get into you, man.
What happened to the ACC? They used to be basketball kings. I mean, they were unbelievable.
Well,
is it NIL?
North Carolina is fallen off the map. Although they made it too, we were talking about it before the show, but they're nothing like they used to be.
They had no business getting in the tournament, none whatsoever. I mean, they had one quad 1 win, and if you don't know what a quad 1 win is, that's your upper echelon, top 40 teams. If you play a team on the road, it's
they're 1-12 or something.
1-12, yeah. I mean, that alone should disqualify you from the tournament. I mean, to me, the ACC is just a little behind on NIL. To me, I mean, it's your big football powers that are more invested in NIL, and I think it's leaked over.
But if Duke wins it all, nobody will care about that.
No, and they have they have the team to be able to win it all. I mean, they did beat Auburn earlier in the year. I think they're 31-3. If they get Cooper Flagg back, they're fully healthy. They're a threat.
You know what? We had McFadden on here. That kid was incredible. Mosley basketball, over 1,000 points.
Wow.
Just incredible. But, he talked about his mom and dad, which really impressed me. And they're good people. I met them a long time ago. Good people. Actually bought a car from them. But happy anniversary. Jen and her wonderful husband is there. anniversary. So I think, I want to say 25 years. I don't know how long it's been, but happy anniversary. I hope they have a great day. Wonderful people. He's a big-time lawyer here, and she is a stay-home mom, and they both have raised some wonderful kids. So happy anniversary, Jen.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Hope y'all have a great day today. And Jason, speaking of great things, we always talk about, I like dealing with locals. You know, any company that's local, I try to go and support them because they live here. They're not national. And you usually get pretty good deals dealing with Jason Kovaleski, Max Fitzhorse Nutrition, South Oak Tile and Closing, Jay Michaels. Just look, the people out, Chad Mitchell.
Stevenson Air Conditioning.
Stevenson Air Conditioning. Oh, my God. They're
saved me a couple times.
Yeah, they're unbelievable. And you're local. You guys, you let people try it before you buy it. You got so many great products. People think about bodybuilding, athletes and stuff like that. But for the common guy that having a hard time sleeping like I was having, the product that has really and truly changed Julie and I because it works. You get this deep sleep. That alone, you should be selling that thing out. If people, we just got to get the message out there. If you're having a hard time, as you get older like we do, especially like him,
right.
This guy right here, you take this stuff, you will sleep great. And when you get up, you have been rested. Frank has from Cleveland, Ohio. Barb, they're on it. You know, he has some back issues. He's about close to 80, but he looks like he's like 65. He's a big, husky guy, and it's helped him so much. The cream, if you get any type of injury, it heals it. It's unbelievable. There's another purpose for that too. I won't talk about now, but talk about. And then we got the other things. You got everything else you can think of now.
Yeah, we got everything for building muscle and losing body fat, but we have some wellness products that are really, really effective. And like you're talking about, our sleep aid, the Somatomax. So it doesn't knock you out and make you drowsy like like melatonin or an Ambien or something like that. But when you go to sleep, you achieve REM sleep. So you're deep sleep. So you're repairing brain cells, nerve endings, muscles. So you wake up recovered and you jump out of bed because you get that deep sleep and you feel refreshed. So there's some science behind it for recovery, even for athletes, but even for mom and dad who are having trouble sleeping at night, just getting that 5-6 hours of sleep in. You wake up, you're rested, you're ready to go, your mind's clear. That's very important for people and their long-term happiness because, when you're not sleeping well, you're not very happy. Yeah.
We're at the gym, and we're all sitting there talking about this stuff, the older group in there.
Yeah.
That you always laugh at. Anyway.
Well, you're just sitting on the machine taking them out.
He tells me, get up. It's not a couch. Get up. But if you can't remember like I'm bad about remembering things, little things, but go in there and just say, look, I'm having a hard time sleeping. They'll know exactly what we're talking about, and they'll get you on the right stuff.
And the good thing about Max Fit is you come in and get a free sample and take it to the house, use it one night, see if it's for you. If it's not for you, no harm, no foul, but you didn't spend, $60 trying to figure that out, So plus we got local military first responder discounts daily. If you say you mentioned on the Coach James Hale show, we'll give you 20% off the first bottle of Somatomax. It is called Somatomax, but you can come grab a free sample, try it out tonight or tomorrow night, and you can just see if it works for you.
And I tell you what, we were concerned about the weather, and we were very fortunate here in this part of the Panhandle that we didn't get hit like just north of us. But if we would have had, or if you do have an old roof, you have something that you just say, hey, it's time to get it done. Like I'm at the point now. I'm going Comp Vandegrift. The guy does an incredible job. Everything he touches turned to grow. I know the family, wonderful people. It's called TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. Commercial, residential, they design, they build, they can do it all. But if you want a roof, TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting, that's who you want to go with. We'll be right back since he's playing the music, telling me to get off the damn. I'm so proud of Jim Brandt. He had diabetes. He didn't even take a shot or anything. He healed himself. Hands heal. Unbelievable. We'll be right back.
You can.
.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents the madness of college basketball. 68 teams, 32 conference champions. But there can only be one. ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for the NCAA College Basketball Tournament.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Get your shine on at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Now with a special offer for new members only. Purchase our best wash, The Works, at Tommy's Express and get your first month of unlimited washing with the Tommy Club free. The Works includes our best. Red Hot Cleanser, Tire Shine, and Ceramic Body Wax to protect your paint job and seal and shine. Hurry in today. This is a limited time offer. Tommy's Express, Highway 77 and 23rd Street, next to Starbucks.
Reliable Coffee Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Coffee Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Coffee Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous. He doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. I didn't know what that was. I love it, though. Good
Football
job.
fanfare.
All right, let's talk about this NIL. How it's affected everything across the board in college football, baseball, just general athletics. Georgia just announced their season ticket prices have gone up. Not 5%, not 10%. They've gone up 30%.
Whoa.
30%.
What's a
Now,
slap in
sooner
the
or
face
later,
right there?
think about that now. Let's just say you have a family of 4, and people have 5, 6, whatever. And you talking about families that have had tickets in their families, had season tickets for generations, and now it jumps up 30%. Then they're just like every school across the country. Alabama had to be pride tied. You got to give money to that just to get in line to buy it. That doesn't mean you're getting tickets. That means you get in line to get the next set of tickets that somebody pulls out.
Right.
This is getting out of hand. I don't want to pay an extra penny to pay a player.
What was the argument that they were making so much money that they had to share it with the players? Now they're passing that fee off onto the consumer that's already been paying the ticket prices, buying the memorabilia, going to these spring games, and just
what spring games?
Well, used to be, but it makes no sense. I mean, these people are just completely greedy, and it makes me laugh that they're passing it on to somebody like regular coaches, regular people that make $50,000-$60,000 a year. When you got these millionaires that did nothing to kind of accumulate this money, and the NCAA is just so corrupt, it's not even funny. I don't understand it.
Jimmy, do you want to pay your extra 30%?
No. And the thing, this is my take on this. I kind of laugh because Big Ten, SEC are the two worst culprits. We want to have it our way. We want to make the most money. We want this. We want everything our way. We want, like Burger King, we want it our way, and we want it all the time.
I like that.
We want things so we can flourish, and everybody else can. Well, that's too bad because you're not us, and
right.
You'll never be us. But did I tell you we're going to raise the prices 30%?
Right.
I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't be the greedy, I can't say the word, that want everything their way, and then, like you say, pass it on to the people who you're supposed to be
taking care of.
In service for.
Yeah.
But what's the other way? I mean, we've said this so many times. This is not workable.
Right.
At some point, there's got to be somebody, some group, some person with some logic. How can we fix this? How can we make this work where it's not just a dog and pony show.
One of the first
It's
things
crazy.
is CEOs can take less than $30 million a year. You can make like 10, you know what I'm saying? That's part of it, paying people that shouldn't be paid this enormous amount of money. NCAA's got to take less of a cut. I mean, they get a cut of every game, I think, now with the playoffs and all this other stuff. I just don't know where to go because, the TV contracts are humongous. I mean, everybody's getting...
I think, it's like the...
You know why they're doing this? They're doing this to see where the fans' breaking point is.
Pretty much.
How much can we make and take?
Where does it break?
And then
because it's not going to be just football. It's going to be basketball's going to have to do it. Baseball's going to have to do it. But I think it goes to the Big Ten Conference. It goes to the SEC commissioner, Big Ten commissioner. Then they divide it up, and I'm sure they keep a portion of that to run their offices also.
sure.
I'm sure they do.
So,
but once you go to a game and you pay 30% more, then the concession price is 30% more. Now you pay $15 for a beer,
everything.
or $12 for a Pepsi, or $9 for a hot dog. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, and if that's not price gouging, what is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing to go there and spend $50 for a hot dog, a Pepsi, and a beer.
Well, think about this. You can go buy these big screen TVs now, and they're not expensive like they used to be. You got your bathroom right there beside you. You don't have to wait in line. And your own kitchen's right there. You can go to that Cajun place, you go all these different places, eat in comfort, Beaver Brazen, Lynn Haven, watch the game and be in comfort. I really think you're going to see people not going to games like you've had in the past. It used to be you couldn't miss. You wanted to be there. And it's still the greatest show on earth. When you go, it's fun. It's just getting there and getting out with 100,000 people around. But who's going to be able to do this?
That's just not sustainable. I don't see it.
That's
we
what
saw it at the end of the year with the 4 neutral site games at the end of the year. You'd have to spend $5,000 to make it to a game as a 3-person family. I mean, how can you do that 3-4 times in a row? That's over $30,000 right there that you're going to spend just to go follow your college football team. I got a little fatigue at the end of the year. By the Notre Dame game, I was like, wow, another game, another bowl game. It was like, now I got excited the night of, but leading
But you fly to their games. I mean, it's not like I have to drive to bowl games. You take that jet, that MaxFit jet.
You won't fly because you're scared. You're afraid.
Hey, if I had wings, I'd fly.
If God had made us to fly,
you wouldn't fly. You got that right.
I'm just scared this is turning into an NFL where they're pricing out the normal fan. It's a corporate event now. The Super Bowl's a corporate
bowl games and playoffs are corporate.
We all wanted to go to the Ohio State National Championship game, but the tickets in the upper deck were $2,600 the day of the game, and I'm like, why would I do that? I can sit at my house and put a down payment on a car and be just as happy.
And honestly, if you're ever going to do it, Atlanta and New Orleans is probably the cheapest place to go. Far as you could actually stay in Biloxi if you want to save money or something like that. But if you've been to them. You've been to those big-time ball games. I've been there. There's nothing like it.
I paid $175 for a ticket 12 rows off the field for the New Orleans Ohio State National Championship game in 2007.
You can feel the electricity in the air.
Oh, for sure.
It's something special.
But it was affordable, you know what I'm saying? That's something that people could afford, The face value of tickets weren't that bad. Now they're $2,000, $3,000 just to get in the stadium, and that's upper deck, and that's like not very good seats at all.
If you've never been to a big-time championship game in New Orleans, it's the greatest city to host a game if you don't get killed.
Right.
I will say this.
You don't wander off Bourbon Street.
Yeah, everybody is, and the reason being, the worst, in my opinion, is the Orange Bowl. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You don't see other people. It's not even, you can't compare. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But you go to New Orleans, you were there, you see there's so many Ohio State fans, LSU fans. It didn't matter if it was Alabama playing Miami back in '92. It was just unbelievable.
But everything's within like 5 to 10 miles.
Yeah, and there are people everywhere.
Right,
you see shirts of different schools everywhere. It's a huge party. Atlanta's pretty good because they have that Georgia, whatever it is, that convention center, whatever is next to the stadium.
Yeah.
And they have a huge place there that everything's set up the day of the game, which is fun. But leading up to the game, you're kind of spread out also.
Did you like Dallas?
Yeah, I did like Dallas, but it's nothing like New Orleans.
Really?
Dallas is kind of in a Irving, I think, or some little subdivision.
It's right outside Dallas.
Yeah, and you got the main little street there. But the stadium is incredible.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. But there's a super Walmart near the stadium. Everybody was in there before the Ohio State-Michigan State game buying beer because it's so expensive in the stadium. I mean, they said they sold more beer in that day than they'll sell any time the whole year. And I was impressed. No, there's nothing compare like the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
How about game day at Hattiesburg?
Never had it. Never had college game day in there.
You have Lee Course over there?
What school has the most college game days? You should know.
Ohio State.
Sure. Who's number 2?
Probably.
Right here.
Alabama.
Alabama. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about, we'll hopefully get a phone call from Dr. Ward. If not, we'll jump in. Ward's going to call us at 7:30.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody on the phone now?
No, I told Rob that if Doc didn't call, for Rob to call back.
Robbie, I love that man. He didn't call us yesterday. Rob must have been busy yesterday.
He was listening, though.
It was probably a holiday. All right, let's talk about something I haven't even talked about yet. The legendary J. Michaels. Eugene Glenn Manley is going to meet us, Sue. We used to name him Sue. They're going to meet we're going to meet at J. Michaels today around 11:30 and have a great lunch. If you want to come by and say hello, we'd appreciate it. But get out to J. Michaels. The day special is black beans and rice quesadilla. It's really good. They got the best seafood anywhere. Fried shrimp's the best you'll get anywhere in the South. Anywhere, period. But on Wednesday, world famous J. Michaels Spaghetti, only on Wednesday. Go check it out. You'll absolutely love it. Come visit us today, J. Michaels. Also, Stevenson Air. You talk about local company. Jason's talked about how many great service they gave him at his store. They got a new one at home, got a brand new unit. We've got one at our house. The best decision I ever made was going with Stevenson Air Conditioning, going local. The guy is incredible. They're the most honest, hardworking people, family-owned. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning, number 1. I can't say enough good things about them. And the legend, and we talked about Dr. Chad Mitchell, he saved Jeremy Hester's career. Without him, Jeremy Hester would not be where he's at right now. With a college degree, married to a young lady who's got a college degree, both living a lifestyle he never thought he would have. That guy lived a hard life, and if it wasn't for Chad Mitchell's getting him back on the field, that never would have happened. There were other guys saying he'll never play again.
Yeah.
Chad Mitchell did the work. That guy's incredible. The legendary Chad Mitchell, every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with hopefully the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ward. He was at the SEC tournament, and we'll talk about that. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Part of it's on Tim Tebow. Now, he was being the monster. He didn't want to try to do anything else besides be a quarterback. He could have had a longer NFL career had he wanted to, cooperate with the other teams that had drafted him and that he was on the roster of.
Yeah.
And for a kind of guy that's supposed to be as humble as he is, how humble are we being, Tim Tebow, when we're too proud to step down from being a quarterback and maybe do something else to help out our team?
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Snow Bros Self-Storage, offering convenient, clean, and affordable storage for all your needs. Secure your items hassle-free with excellent customer service. Simply go to www.snowpros.com now to reserve your unit today or call us at 850-250-4414. That's 850-250-4414. Snow Bros Self-Storage at 2726 East 15th Street for local service that can't be beat. Give us a call or rent storage online today at snowpros.com.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back to 104.3. It is Tuesday. That's Jason Kovaleski, Max Fitzpatrick Nutrition Day. And we usually have this legend on Wednesday. We have got him on today. All you Florida State people love him. The Gators absolutely love him to death. But he was there, the man, the myth, the legend. Dr. Ward. Doc, how you doing, sir?
Having a great Tuesday morning. How about you guys?
Man, we're great. Appreciate you coming on today and spending a little bit of time with us. I saw the pictures. You guys had a great time. What was it? What was the experience like? I know there were a lot of Kentucky Wildcat fans there. Were there many Gators there? Give us a rundown, everything, not just the game, but the excitement around it. How many people were there? How did everybody get along? Give us a little rundown.
Oh, man, it was just a great experience being in Nashville, being there with all the other fans. And, just like you said, man, Kentucky definitely was the number one fan base there. If you weren't there supporting Big Blue, you wanted Big Blue to lose because you knew as soon as Big Blue lost, the ticket prices were going to go down. Even though it was in Nashville, there were way more Kentucky fans than Tennessee fans. Probably Tennessee was like the number 2 fan base. I really did feel like Florida was like the number 3 fan base there. And then probably after that, it was like kind of a tie for fourth with Auburn and Alabama. There were, surprisingly, even though they're closer, I didn't see a ton of Auburn and Alabama fans there. Yeah. And then just a smattering of all the other fans. Arkansas actually traveled surprisingly well. I saw a good number of Arkansas fans, even though they had already lost by the time we got there.
What about Texas? Our new member, Texas. Did they have a lot of people there?
I did not see, even though they were playing on Friday, I did not see anyone, with Texas. Wow. I didn't see many. I didn't see many Oklahoma. I did see a good number of Ole Miss fans there too. So Ole Miss traveled pretty well.
I don't think Texas had high expectations. Nobody thought they'd get into the tournament, much less,
Come on, it's football. It's a football state
for sure.
Time. What about Missouri?
I saw one set of Missouri fans the whole time I was there, and they tried to talk trash. It was. I'm walking with my 2 12-year-olds, and these Missouri guys were obviously had been day drinking, and tried to start something up with me as I'm walking with my kids. I'm like, guys, Anyway.
God, that's crazy.
Bless their heart.
The experience in Nashville, people up in Nashville treat everybody really well?
Oh, man, it is just a great host city for any sporting event. There are so many hotels right around Bridgestone Arena. Actually, so we stayed at the Cambria Hotel, and that was where the Ole Miss team was staying. It was kind of cool as we came up. The Ole Miss band was outside because that was right before they were playing their game against Auburn. But let's just say the Ole Miss stay was shortened significantly by Auburn, and they literally came back to the hotel after the game, ate lunch, and then they got on a plane to go back to Oxford. So they were like out of there as soon as they lost.
How bad was the weather when y'all were there?
James Hale really wants to know about the weather, Dr. Ward. Give us a weather update.
Yeah, Friday was fine. Saturday was atrocious. It was raining all day long. But luckily our hotel was just like a block from the arena, so it wasn't bad. It was kind of like raining all day long, but it never really poured.
Yeah,
so, as long as you had a raincoat, you were good to go.
That's why the Texas and Arkansas fans probably didn't show up because the air travel was just impossible.
Did y'all realize how bad what was going on with tornadoes and everything in Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri? Did they even know about that there?
Yeah, we were keeping an eye on it. They were giving some updates during the games on Saturday, just to let people know if they were about to travel, what kind of weather they were going to be getting into. It never got really bad in Nashville.
Wow.
I never really felt like it was super stormy outside. So I think the bad weather passed to the south of Nashville.
Hey, since you were just there, we'll get into the game in a second. I'm making travel plans for the future. But to get down on Broadway, to see all the nightclubs, the restaurants, and all that stuff, what hotel's the closest to that? It's pretty nice that you would stay at.
Well, I really like I'd never stayed in a Cambria hotel before. It was nice. There's the Embassy Suites. Actually, Embassy Suites right next door, and that's where the Gators stayed. So it was kind of cool. We were able to see the team get on and off the bus and all that. Kentucky stayed at the Hilton, which is right downtown. There's the JW Marriott, which is really nice down there, or Weston. All of these hotels are within a couple blocks of the stadium, of the arena. So yeah, it's super easy to find a hotel room, and the rates weren't crazy. I mean, I think our hotel was maybe like $250 a night.
Wow, I thought they'd jack them. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Alabama, they beat Auburn on the road. Felt good about it. They completely manhandle Kentucky. I mean, the king of SEC basketball. And then they got embarrassed by Florida. Was the excitement built up for that game, Florida-Alabama?
Oh, yeah. Definitely huge excitement for Florida-Alabama. I think everyone was really looking forward to the offensive show to come. And, to be honest, it was apparent that early in that game, Mark Sears, it was like in the first 2-3 minutes, he got fouled or there was a play and he kind of came up a little gimpy from the play. And then everything after that point, he was just off. So that was apparent. I think that really gave Alabama problems. And then, in the second half, Grant Nelson, he got injured. And he's still, they said he's not going to play against Robert Morris. They're hoping to get him back in the second round. So, Florida was a beneficiary of Alabama being a little gimpy in that game. And then, we were on all weekend. I mean, you look at all three games, there were a couple times Missouri cut the lead down to 6 points in that game. There was a couple times Tennessee cut the lead down to 5 or 6 points in the championship game. But in all of these games, Florida's depth was what really separated them in the second half from in all three games. It was second half. We got leads of 15, 20 points depending on the game, and that's just the thing. Florida's got 4 bigs that they rotate. They've always got 2 fresh bigs. We've got 5 guards that we rotate. They're all fantastic, and you never know which one. Like in the Missouri game, Walter Clayton goes off for 17 points in the first half. He finishes the game with 18 points. So because that's when Will Richards steps up, or Elijah Martin steps up, or Denzel Aberdeen steps up, or even Urban Claviar. So Florida is just. I mean, you saw, if you watched, the bracketology after they announced the brackets, every single one of the talking heads on ESPN said that Florida was their pick to win it all because we simply don't have a weakness. Our defense, we're number 10 in Ken Pomeroy for defensive efficiency. And it's because we play great defense, we play fantastic offense, and there's just no weakness, and it stays high intensity for 40 minutes. And there just aren't many teams. Duke is probably the only other team, I think, that can stay with Florida, and they've got injury issues that they're dealing with. I mean, you saw Cooper Flagg, that sprained ankle. You cannot come back from a sprained ankle and be 100% in 2 weeks. It just doesn't happen. So Duke is going to be vulnerable because their best player is going to be gimpy.
I know you might be biased, but I totally thought Florida should be the number 1 overall seed. I know they were locked Auburn in before the weekend, but they lost 3 or 4 coming down the stretch. They look like they're really struggling at times, and I think Florida's hitting on all cylinders, and I think, how a team's playing going into the end of the season, going into the tournament should matter. So I just didn't understand that. I know Auburn had a great resume, but to me, Florida was the best team in the country. I think if everybody had $1 million right now, the safest pick to win the national title based on their performance is Florida. You have some bias, but give us your thoughts on how the overall seeds played out.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I felt like the committee had locked those seats in a week ago, and they did not reevaluate, didn't look and see what teams are doing. And look, Florida finished the season 30-4. They had a better record than Auburn.
Right.
They dominated the SEC tournament. And just look at their wins in March. They beat Texas A&M. They went to Tuscaloosa, beat Alabama. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Missouri, and then they beat Alabama and Tennessee on a neutral court. They were 5-1 against Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee. That was by far the best record of any of the four teams against each other. I totally agree. Florida should have been a number one seed, but the committee was lazy. You could tell how lazy they were. Putting North Carolina in, I mean, seriously, that was the absolute worst team you could possibly put into the tournament. They had one quality win all season.
They won at 12 too in the quad.
So bad. Yeah, this committee was absolutely horrible in how they looked at these teams, and I agree. Florida should have been the number one overall seed.
Doc, what's the best way to get up with you?
Well, you just give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Doc, we appreciate you coming in today. We will talk to you not Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, okay?
Sounds good, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good day.
Thanks, man.
Dr. Ward, I appreciate him taking time out to come on with us this morning. And
Mr. Gator.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I think Auburn got a tougher draw. They win that first game. They might be playing Louisville in the next round. That's not
Watch out for Louisville, man.
Yeah. I mean,
they're pretty good.
Louisville didn't get a very good seed. And that's in Michigan State, and Michigan's in that bracket. Texas A&M is. So Ole Miss is. That wasn't a favorable, bracket for the number one overall seed.
No doubt. You want a great lunch, healthy food, even an old-time salad bar? Head on down to historical downtown Panama City. Local 115 Harris Avenue, downtown historical Panama City. It's a local sports theme type restaurant. Oyster bar sports theme. Oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbo soup, salads, wings, ice cold beer, nothing fried, a healthier option, lunch and dinner. Go check it out. It is incredible. You will absolutely love it. Get the gumbo and the crab cakes. There's some really good food down there. And if you've played sports or gone to one of these schools, you'll probably see your picture up there somewhere. Band members, cheerleaders, all sports, not just football, all sports down there. It's like a Hall of Fame down there. You'll really love it. Kyle Vandergriff and his partners do an incredible job down there. Go by, and you might even see his parents down there. Don, the legend, Jinx, his mother, Judy, is incredible. Go down and check it out. Local 115, have a great lunch, and get you a salad bar. Get it to go. If you're working downtown, you want to eat a good salad, good healthy food, go down there, get it to go, bring it back to work. I know you don't have much time, but check it out. You'll be going back. Local 115. Also, I love Pat Perno. He's the city commissioner of Lynn Haven. He does an incredible job. B4 Braves Lynn Haven. March Madness starts. It's coming up. It's starting real quick. Get down to B4 Braves in Lynn Haven. Watch all the games. Have a great meal. On Wednesday, 10 wings inside for $9.99. And Wildcat, as you're down there, head on down and see Russ and Amber.
That's right. If you've got that special somebody and you want to ask her to be your better half, you want a one-of-a-kind woman, so you want a one-of-a-kind engagement ring, and they can create it and build it and have it in her hand, or on her finger, I should say, in 10 days. And that's only at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Lynn Haven. We'll be right back. 104.3. When we get back, the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Barant. FSU update coming up next. Be right back.
Auburn fans, let's hear it.
This is an open three.
You've earned this one. ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for the SEC champion Auburn Tigers. Congratulations to Coach Pearl and the Auburn Tigers for a historic season. And we're not done yet. The madness is just starting. Listen to the Tigers plow through the tournament right here. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage, $1,748 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Quality is limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Get out to newbies, have a great time. Spring break is in full blast. That means the best bands in the Southeast every night, just the weekends, but every night down at the mothership. Charlotte's going to make sure you have great entertainment. They do. Her and John do such an incredible job at everything. John's business and all the real estate and everything he owns, they do a great job. We're always giving back to the community. Let's make sure we get out and support them. They got a brand new in St. Andrews, at Blue Building down there. It's absolutely wonderful. Have a great time there. News soon occur. Go watch all March of Madness and head on down to the mothership and have a great time. Jim, what do you have today for Florida State?
All right, we're going to start with the women's basketball at Florida State. They did make the tournament as we expected that they would. They're a number 6 seed. They're in Spokane Regional, and they're going to play George Mason, who is from right outside Washington, D.C. It's kind of crazy, the geography of all this. You got two teams from as east as you can get. They got to go to Spokane to go play. But Florida State's women are going to be playing George Mason on Saturday. All right? Let's talk about softball real quick. Softball is 25-5. They're number 14 in the D1 poll, which is down for them a little bit, but I'm not worried about them at all. They always seem to bounce back. Tomorrow, they will be taking on, in Alabama, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I know I'd get his attention on that one. So Florida State's playing Alabama tomorrow in softball up in Tuscaloosa. Then after that, on Friday through Sunday, they'll be playing Duke. If you don't know about Duke, softball is pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's a good matchup. So they got some tough sledding ahead of them. They got Alabama and then 3 with Duke. That's 4 games they could possibly lose. I don't think they will, but those are tough games. Not like the Cupcakes they've been playing like so often. All right, let's talk about baseball. Baseball's 18-1. They're up in number 5 in the poll. I'm going to talk about what happened to Florida, but I didn't want to do it when John Ward was on the phone. He may hang up on us. But anyway, today, Florida State is playing Mercer in Tallahassee. But after that, it gets a lot tougher. Because on Thursday through Saturday, they go to the U down in Miami to play for 3 games in a row. And if you know anything about college baseball, you know traditionally Miami is very good in baseball. Yep. They got 3 games down there. All right, then they come back next Tuesday and play Florida again in Jacksonville, of all places. I think they do that every year, to be honest with you. And then they got 3 at Notre Dame away.
That'll be interesting.
So Florida State's baseball schedule they got one more cupcake with Mercer, and then it gets a lot more realistic, a lot more difficult. But they should do real well. And I was looking, when I looked up, where Florida State was ranked, I'm going, what happened to the Gators? Well, the Gators went to Tennessee and lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And really kind
Tennessee's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, of course. And I'm not worried about them either. They'll bounce back. And they did lose to Tennessee, the defending national champions. So it's no disgrace by any means. But Florida State's kind of got it rolling in the spring like they always kind of do. Talk about spring football. I don't know to be honest with you, I don't think they're doing it, are they?
Not a game.
No, not a game.
Yeah, who is?
They're
Who is
about to
playing
play
a game?
pinochle in the middle on a card table or something. I don't know what they do.
Crazy.
This is me. If I was a fan, I wouldn't even waste my time going to a spring game because they're not games at all. It's like going to practice. It's like watching a practice. So
Ole Miss kind of started this mess a year ago, and then they finally announced.
Or they were shooting baskets or something, playing volleyball,
kind of game, some kind of
like that.
game stuff. And they said this year kind of like the same thing, something a little bit different. But I was like, why did you have to even announce it? We know you're not going to have one. But is this the future? Are they going to be? Do you think one day they'll get rid of spring football?
Probably not. I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about this. I understand why. I mean, I coached. I understand. The coaches have a tendency to be secretive, James Hale. And they don't want to give anything away. People, they all know who you got on your roster. They know they recruited the same guys. Everybody recruits the top ones. They all know who you got. Right. They all know whether they can play, whether they can't play. I mean, it's kind of childish to me. It's kind of childish. Do I understand why they do it? Yeah, I do. But it's kind of, to me, it's unnecessary. They're going to steal our players. Well, they had all off season to poach them, and they haven't done it yet. Why would they do it now?
I don't think spring football in itself is going to go away. I still think there's going to be practices. It's kind of going to be like a camp. But I do think these spring games and these big events are going to go away. That's going to be more of a recruiting tool now where you're going to bring in kids, bring them to campus, give them some interaction with the fans. But I definitely don't see these spring games being as big as they used to be.
And the other thing, from listening to the Ohio State podcast that we both listen to, they talk about this all the time. A lot of people don't think about this. Where's Jason Kovaleski on the depth chart? Well, we can't have him here because we feel if we don't have him there or somebody ahead of him, then he may leave.
Right. Exactly.
So, you hear all this stuff from these talking heads about any program. I don't care who it is. You can't believe anything they say.
No.
Nothing. You can't.
There's so much tampering and agent backdoor talking to these players now because when you go through the recruiting process, you're talking to all these schools, you meet all these agents, so they have your number. Like Mike Norvell doesn't have to contact, the number one wide receiver for North Carolina to get in his ear. There's agents and backdoor ways to be able to contact them. And I understand what the coaches are talking about. If you got a 5-star true freshman quarterback coming in and you got 2 guys ahead of him, maybe he's third on the depth chart, he gets up there and maybe, Florida State needs a quarterback. Now all of a sudden they're like, that's a pretty talented kid over there.
What you just brought up, I love, because that's like Bama. They're not going to name a starting quarterback. Right. They're not even going to touch that until the middle of August.
I don't think anybody is. I mean, and you have Ohio State with Taven St. Clair, Julian saying they're not going to name a quarterback because as soon as they name him and that portal opens up in spring, he's gone.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that, again, I'm going to use Ohio State as the example. People get crazy about who they recruit. Like Ohio State, they always got, why don't you recruit better offensive linemen? Okay. They could have got 2, or not, let me back up. They could have got David Sanders, who ended up going to Tennessee for however many $1 million. To get one guy, he would have been more money than the 2 transfer portal guys that they did get, one from Rice and one from Minnesota, that are going to
start.
They're going to start. Yeah. They are. They're not announcing it now. But David Sanders would have been more than those 2 guys combined. So they talk about, now you're upsetting your recruiting budget and all your pay scale. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't even think of that kind of stuff, but that's why they didn't get him. Well, that one guy is going to be more than the 2 that we got right now that are going to be our starters.
And he's a true freshman.
We don't even know he's going to play.
For an offensive lineman to start as a true freshman and be really good,
you got to be Orlando Pace.
You better be really good.
Yeah.
And he's getting $6 million a year from.
I know something that's really good, really outstanding. Turf Pro Pest Control.
Oh, yeah.
You want that yard to look beautiful. You worry about insects and things like that nature. You don't have to worry about it if you got Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick comes. He did a great job yesterday. Patrick did a wonderful job yesterday. He broke down all this basketball information we had no idea about. The guy's incredible. Listen to him every Monday, 8:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Also, Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right. 5 minutes can save your life. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle. He did a great job. I want to thank him again for coming in today and talking about the Florida trip to Nashville. But there is an office near you. Don't put off. 5 minutes can save your life. Also, where am I at? Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason, what's the best way to get up with you?
You can come see us on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We got our free sample bar. We got the InBody 570. We do have a certified sports nutritionist on staff if you want to kind of map out what to eat, when to eat it. But the free sample bar is a huge tool for us, for guys to come in, try our products. We got some very unique products we've been talking about, like the Samana Max, like our Intech protein that's sweetened with stevia. No artificial colors or sweeteners. Great for mom, dad, or that athlete that's trying to build on some more muscle. So just come see us in the Del Coronado Village or in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm telling you now, Roof, if you're even in the market of looking, you got ones getting old in age, you know you need one, go ahead and do it now. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting, they're the ones you want to go with. Kyle Vandergriff, go with Kyle. He knows what he's doing. The guy's incredible. They design, they build, they do commercial, they do residential, they do it all. And I'm going to need a roof soon. I'm going with Kyle Vandergriff, TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting, #1. Not even close. We shall return. Bama, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, available on all your devices.
Connected.
Hear your favorite sports talk hosts.
The Coach James Hale Show. You're listening to Inside Drive live. The afternoon underdog.
And your favorite teams.
Braves winning!
We're live on the app. Tune in, Alexa, ESPNPC.com, Facebook, YouTube, and in your car at 101.9 and 104.3. Wherever you go, there we are. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bendian's Best Moves is a local moving company in Panama City, providing reliable services to the families and businesses in our community. Coveted for the long list of services they provide, experts at what they do, and they do it all from start to finish. The pros at Bendian's Best Moves have moved doctors, attorneys, pastors, schools, small businesses, the federal government, and they can move you too. For the best moving experience, it's Bendian's Best Moves. Call now, 850-583-0814.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. Alabama Update is brought to you by the legendary Stevenson Air Conditioning. We tell you all the time, go support local companies, local business. Let's don't do national. Let's do local. Let's take care of people that grew up here, that have your best interests at heart, that know who you are. And Jason does an incredible job at Stevenson Air Conditioning. I know our Jason here has used him several times, and that's the only people we go with. They do incredible work. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Alabama, I thought they were playing Robert Fleming's pickup team, but I was wrong. They'll be up in Cleveland, Ohio. Alabama's 25-8. They're going to play Robert Morris, which is 26-8. Again, the game will be played in Cleveland, Ohio. They win that one. They'll pick up the winner of St. Mary's. They're 28-5 versus Vandy, 20-12. I'm hoping it's Alabama and Vandy after that one. Jim, have you been to a basketball game in Cleveland?
In that new arena, yes.
Is it pretty nice?
Yeah. That's when the Cavs play. Yeah, it's real nice. Come on, this is an NBA arena. Yeah, it's real nice.
Jason, you been there?
No, I haven't been up back to Ohio in about 5 years, 6 years at least.
Yeah. So it'd be a nice trip up there to go see all that. We shall see. Alabama, let's talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide football. Let's go back. Let's talk history, man.
Let's talk the real sport.
Alabama football. SEC, since it started way back in 1932, okay, since 1932. And Alabama became a national power before then. When they got back, the Rose Bowl was the biggest thing ever back in the 20s. It still is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, bowl game. And then they broke away and they just tied in with the Pac-12 or Pac, whatever it was called back then, in the Big Ten. And everybody else didn't get to play. We all got to watch it and dreamed about maybe playing there one day. And now we got the playoffs, and now we can all get a chance to go back there. In fact, Saban's first national championship with Alabama was played in the Rose Bowl. They beat Texas, and that was a big deal. And our fight song, Alabama's fight song, it's about the Rose Bowl. Remember, the Rose Bowl will win then. But Alabama had won national championships back in the 20s. But since the SEC started in 1932, Alabama has won 18 national championships. When you total, if you put all before then and now, they have 30 SEC titles. And it was interesting that Kentucky, you watch them play at any SEC tournament, basketball tournament, they're going to have more fans there than anybody. They've won 30 SEC basketball tournaments. Alabama's the king of football. Kentucky's the king of basketball. SEC, again, started out, and when they started the playoffs, SEC, football playoff championship, top two teams from the East and West, Alabama won the first one. They beat the Florida Gators. Steve Spurrier was the coach. Gene Stallings said, we've won 12 games, but we haven't won anything yet. They had to play that 13th game. Everybody was concerned. If Alabama loses that, they're not going to play for the national championship against Miami. Florida came in there and looked like Florida Gators are going to pull off the upset. Like Spurrier had them on the ropes. But they throw the interception. Bama brings it back for a touchdown. That changed college football. Alabama's always changed college football. They had Paul Bear Bryant, 6th national championship winner at Alabama. Then you had Nick Saban, the greatest dynasty in sports for the last 17 years. He wins 6 national championships at Alabama. So if they're 18, 2 coaches won 12 of them right there. Alabama boasts 4 Heisman Trophy winners, all under Nick Saban. And they had great players with Coach Bryant that could have won them. He didn't believe in that. It was all about teams. He would play, we played them. We were Southern Mississippi, so we got to see all their teams. We saw the first, second, and third team. One time they had a drive going. They had 11 guys drive down the field, long drive, 3, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards. All of a sudden, what did he do? He put a brand new 11 players in. You're out there. You can't keep your arms up. You're tired. Our kids were worn out. The fresh group go down and finish it off. And honestly, some of his 13 players were as good as his first-team players. Yeah. He did that on both sides of the ball. He played 33 on offense, 33 on defense. And kids like going there because they're going to get to play. Now, Alabama's had 84 All-Americans. 84, I think it's first team. I think 84 first-team All-Americans. Alabama is getting close to having 1,000 wins. If Bama didn't have those forfeits they did when they broke the rules, they would be the number 1 team in the country as far as winning percentage. They're not now. The Ohio State Buckeyes is the number 1 team, and Alabama's second. Alabama's getting ready to get the only other team right now that has 1,000 wins. The number 1 team in the nation, as far as the most wins, is the Michigan Wolverines. It's Bama and Ohio State's getting close. And a few other, the true blue bloods are up there. But you can't think of the SEC without thinking Alabama football. What will happen in 2025 with the Crimson Tide? Can they keep this rolling? They didn't last year. They went 9-4, the worst seasons Alabama had in 17 years. They didn't win 10 games the first time in 17 years. We got a new offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb. That makes everybody kind of excited because we were not pleased. Nobody could be pleased with what they saw from Alabama last year. Running backs didn't run the ball. The quarterback did. We had a quarterback drop by and throw it 50 times against Tennessee. He can't throw. He's not a drop-back passer, but we try to make him do that. Who's going to quarterback? Is it going to be Simpson, Mack, Russell? We don't know yet. I think Russell, by the time the season's over, will be the starter. I think Simpson's going to start. Again, we shall see. Alabama's saying all that. And I just can't believe they're going to be a threat to win a national championship because from what I saw last year, even though I know the first year's the most difficult, hopefully things will be turned around, and I hope I'm wrong. But Alabama has the 6th best odds to win the national championship. They're plus 400 right now in the DraftKings. If you want to go put money on it, lay $1,000 down and see what happens. Who knows? How much time we got? We got a few minutes. Look at the schedule, Jason. I want to go to the schedule with you guys. I probably don't have much time to do this, but we opened up with the Blue Blood. They're down, no doubt about that. When the game was scheduled, they were really good. We got opened up at Florida State. Then we come back. That's on August 30th. That's probably be a night game. We come back. We got Monroe at home. Then we bring in Wisconsin. At the time the games were scheduled, Wisconsin was a really good football team. They've changed their offense trying to throw the ball to the field. It's not working out in the Big Ten for them. And their coach is on the hot seat. Hopefully, you'd hope that would be 3 wins. FSU's struggling. So I'm just thinking, I feel pretty good about those 3 games. We got an open date. We go to Georgia. They've knocked out a ballpark in recruiting. They got a new quarterback. We got a new quarterback. That one is a big concern. We're up by 28. We have to hold on to win a game in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's a 50-50 game, and Kirby Smart, that's kind of like his Michigan. He hasn't beaten Alabama very consistently. I think he's beat them 1 time in the national championship game. So that's it gets in your head after a few. I'm going to say
an L there. Just for now, just to have fun
Based on what the teams did last year and coming into this year, I would give Georgia the edge.
So, the first 4 games, we're at FSU, we're at Athens in Georgia. Then we got Vandy at home, October 4th. Vandy embarrassed us last year, 40-35, with the number 1 ranked team in the country. We get beat by Vandy. I think Vandy will give them a good game again this year. We had a hard time against their scheme, that quarterback they had there. Vandy's got a lot of players coming back. I think we win, but I think it's not going to be a blowout. I think Bama wins a close one. We go on the road to Missouri. Missouri's got one of the easiest schedules in the SEC. They're going to be pretty good. I think Alabama gets it done out there. I'm going to give them a win there. That's 2 more. Then they come home. We play Tennessee. In the past, Tennessee would win 4 in a row, and we couldn't beat them. Then we'd beat them 10 years, 15 years, whatever. I got a feeling Tennessee's going to come into Tuscaloosa and win that game. So right now I got Bama with 2 losses. They go on the road. This is going to be a very competitive game. I'm not sure we'll beat them or not, but they're at South Carolina. When South Carolina's pretty good, we go out there, we've lost.
They got a lot back. They've been recruiting very well. The defensive line's good, quarterback's good, so that's going to be a tough game. That's definitely not a gimme.
Yeah. And, they'll lose one of those games. They'll beat one of them. They'll lose one of those Tennessees. One of they're going to win or lose. All right, they get an open week. LSU comes rolling in there. LSU's going to be good. They've got a lot. Their roster's strong. They're going to be good. The quarterback's back. They usually play well in Tuscaloosa. We shall see. That one I'm going to go push on that one. Oklahoma comes in there the following week on the 15th. We go out there and get embarrassed. You would think we'd be pumped up and ready to play this ball game. Who knows? I'm going to give Alabama an edge. Eastern Illinois, they're really a good football program. I think we win that one. We go on the road, play at Auburn. If Auburn's ranked, there's no way we win the game. We have never have we beaten Auburn in Auburn when they've been ranked.
Auburn's got a lot of talent. I mean, they can actually match up man for man with Alabama. The problem is going to be the quarterback situation. How does that play out? Did they find the right guys? Jackson Arnold that good? If not, they might be playing a freshman quarterback by that time in the year. So Auburn's key to the season is how they develop the quarterback, and their defense is going to be good. Wide receivers, offensive line should be better. I mean, they got a little bit of everything.
You've heard the schedule. I think at best case, we're 10-2 where we lose at Georgia, and if Auburn's were good like we think, they'd lose there, and we luck up and win the rest of them. But I could see this very easily being 9-3, very easily.
Or 8-4 if you lose Tennessee and like a Missouri.
South Carolina.
Some of them games on the road are going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough schedule for Alabama. Last year wasn't quite as tough. But
where's Mercer?
We got rid of them, picked up Illinois, Eastern Illinois.
Home of Tony Romo.
If he goes 9-4 next year, it's going to get ugly. I know these people. It's going to be really ugly. He needs to win 10 regular season games.
I think it's possible.
They got to make the playoffs.
If they lose 3, will they get in the playoffs?
No, the only team in the country to lose 3 to get in the playoffs is Florida with that schedule they play. That's the only team.
It depends on what 3, though, and it depends on what other teams are doing across the country. I mean, these conferences, especially Big Ten, SEC, are so much tougher than they used to be. Two losses.
They're going to let a BYU in. They're going to let a Boise State in. Come on. This strength of schedule is bull crap, and I think that's another reason we're going to get away from it. It's going to be the Super League.
Right.
I really do. We shall see. We got to take a break. Bama Updates brought to you by one of the greatest guys I know, Jason Steverson Air Conditioning, #1. Anytime, day or night. Give them a call. They'll be there for you. They will do an incredible job. Hey, have you cashed in your lottery ticket you won? The Florida lottery was won on Thomas Drive.
I got
the last one Saturday night, $1.5 million.
Nice.
Now, I took a one-time
Navy
payoff.
Boulevard?
Yes.
We need to find out who that was and get them to come on.
Looking at it. No, I'm taking a 1 year.
We would never know.
You know how much? Seriously.
How much?
$734,039.
After tax.
After tax. If you can take a one-time.
They want
Julie wants me to go 20 years. I said, nope. I'm doing a one-time payout. Her mother lived to be 97. She's thinking out the numbers.
Yeah.
No, I didn't win it. I wish I would have. I thought maybe Phil Cobb won it, but no.
But somebody did.
Did you win it?
Me.
Somebody on Panama City Beach won it.
I haven't played the lottery in forever.
I'm serious about that. All right, we'll be right back. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. The greatest seafood you'll get anywhere. They got great burgers, steaks, unbelievable pork chops, you name it. Legendary J. Michael's. We'll be there today probably around 11:30. Glenn Manley is buying today. He didn't know it yet, but he's going to. We'll be right back. Jim Durant, Jason Kovaleski, Wildcat himself. Auburn Tigers. Be right back.
The next evolution in sports talk radio. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog. The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Do you want to eat like a local? The Local 115 is now open. Local drinks, local sports, and local food. Delicious oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbos, salads, paninis, wings, wine, and cold beer. Nothing fried. That's right. No fried foods at Local 115. Amazing local food with an exciting local sports and mural theme. Eat like a local at the Local 115. 115 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they will get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing, people aren't saying a whole lot about him. I'll probably get in trouble.
But just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey! Hey, 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 hey. James Gualemeyer is one of the biggest Auburn Tigers around. Love that man. Good-looking guy. Jenna, beautiful lady. And they had a brand-new grandbaby up in Atlanta, and she will be an Auburn Tiger. I guarantee you that. Auburn update. Get out to Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. Have a great meal. The place to watch SEC baseball, ACC baseball, the March Madness right there at Beef Braised, Lynn Haven. All right, let's go D1 baseball. Auburn Tigers are ranked in baseball 20th in the nation right now. SEC's dominating in baseball. Number 1, Tennessee. Number 2, LSU. Number 3, Arkansas. Number 4, Georgia. I believe that's 4 SEC teams in the top 4 in D1 baseball. Number 5, FSU. Number 6, Oregon State. Number 7, Clemson. Number 8, Texas. Number 9, Oregon. I hear some Big Ten schools in there now. Number 10, Oklahoma, SEC. Number 11, Wake Forest, ACC. Number 12, yes, I said number 12, the Alabama Crimson Tide's getting baseball rolling again, thank God, SEC. Florida Gators, 13th. Stanford, 14th. Dallas Baptist, 15th. Louisville, 16th. Louisville's good in everything across the board.
Yeah.
North Carolina, 17th. Ole Miss, 18th. 19th, it's Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles to the top.
There you go.
20 is the Auburn Tigers. 21, I don't know who it is. UCSB, I don't know who that is. Number 22 is Vandy.
California, Santa Barbara.
Thank you, Jim. That sucker's brilliant. Number 23 is Virginia. 24, Coastal Carolina. And 25 is Troy. Somebody mentioned, is it Rob? Okay, I'll take just 1 second. Somebody mentioned Troy could beat Kentucky to watch out Wildcats. I said, look.
And he made fun of me.
No, I did not. I said, look, if Kentucky loses to Troy, they need to fire the coach, and everybody's got anything with Kentucky. Kentucky, you got to recruit, go to Kentucky. There's 25,000 people, whatever it is in that arena. Kentucky's still Kentucky. I just can't see Troy having players that can compete with Kentucky players.
You never know.
You don't.
Thank you, Jim.
But still.
Can't see Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay. You're saying Troy is better than Kentucky.
I'm not saying they're better. I'm just saying that
anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and the way Kentucky's been, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. No defense. It's just
okay. Vandy beat Alabama when Alabama was number 1.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying
Kentucky, you would think, would have better players than Troy. And I'm not cutting down Troy. I love Troy. I love Troy.
March Madness on any given night.
San Diego State.
You got to put the ball in the hoop, and that's hard.
All right, let me ask you this.
And not slip on
if Ohio State's playing Miami of Miami City League playing the Buckeyes, what do you think Ohio State has better players in football than that team?
Michigan.
In football, for sure, but in basketball, it's a whole different ballgame.
Michigan's not Troy. Michigan's still Michigan. All right, well, I can't win.
What do you think, Rob?
You know what? I can't win this. Let's bring him on. Somebody help me, Rob. My back's killing me.
Smart.
Help me. Good morning, sir.
I tried calling in at 8 o'clock to get the weather update.
Please don't encourage him.
Rob, Sunday we have a front coming through. Next Sunday. Right now, it doesn't look like to be severe, but we got to keep an eye on it. Coming up Sunday.
And it looks like it's going to rain next Monday, so you may not be able to get back in town after your break.
I don't know. It's going to be worse where I'm at, so I will be back.
Don't give him any ideas.
Hey, the other thing you were talking about is how Alabama wasn't rated the number 1 football team in the country because of their losses. Well, just do like y'all do your national championships, because y'all count some of them you didn't get. So just why do y'all even worry about it? Just count them.
Rob, that was mean-spirited. That was mean.
Get the Birmingham Gazette to present you with
I never say anything that is not the truth.
Listen, I can go back and show you on every one of those national championships where it said the number one team in the country at the end of the year, and that poll was at, now it might have been Sears and Roebuck's, but still it was a poll, and Alabama won it.
Yeah.
And you can count it. If they give it to you, you got to take it.
The Birmingham Gazette and give it to you.
Alabama keeps their records in pencil. They're racing.
They took a bunch of Bobby Bowden's wins away, too, and then they gave Joe Paul his back. So
yeah, don't bring that. Still rubs me wrong. I don't like that. That's wrong.
All over me, too, yeah. Same way. Hey, so what you say Alabama's going to win this week? Let me ask you something. Do y'all really think Auburn deserves to be ranked as high as they are?
No, I said Florida. Jason just brought a great point up earlier. I'm with him 100%. I said it yesterday. Florida went on the road and beat the number one team in the country bad. They go to Tuscaloosa. I think Alabama's ranked 3rd or 4th, and they beat them bad.
Right.
I got Florida should have been number one in my opinion.
Florida beat Auburn at Auburn.
No doubt.
On both of those games were on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Gator. I'm not a Gator fan, but I do speak the truth. Florida went to Georgia and beat them. They beat everybody on their home courts.
Yeah. I got them winning it all. They're going to win it all.
The game.
I actually thought Duke, without the injury to Flag, would have been ahead of Auburn. They beat Auburn. They're 31-3. I mean, not the ACC was as good, but if you look at their,
doesn't mean as much there.
But it's still.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper Flag's.
You're talking about if you'd had that $1,000 to put on Florida back in say November.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But anyway. So, where are you going this weekend? I mean, you going
I would like to tell you that, but I'll tell you off the air. It's very, it's something I'm working on. It's something huge. It's huge, Rob. It's huge. I got to get to Tallahassee or Pensacola and cash in something, but I'll tell you off the air.
I got you.
You better be nice to me. You better be nice.
Maybe now you can get that roof.
He's going to play that and make everybody buy him free lunches and dinners.
Yeah, I got to get that house painted, Rob. You got to come down a little bit now, a little bit.
Yeah, I ain't even give you a prize. You hadn't even let me come over there and look at the inside.
I know, but I could just tell in your tone that you were going to do what I wanted. I read people good, man. I can look in that brain and know what's going on before you even say it.
Do you want a real job, or you just want to blow and go?
No, I want a real job. I just don't want to. I'll talk to you off there, brother.
Rob, let's get back to some Florida State stuff, because I know that's what you're really interested in. Florida State's playing Alabama week 1. Is Florida State Stadium ready? What's the update on the Florida State Stadium? What's going on?
It's being moved to Tuscaloosa.
But everything that I had heard prior to it, there's no way they're going to have it ready.
Yeah, that's
why, and I don't understand why they scheduled this game and then tore the stadium half apart, knowing that it's a possibility that it would not be ready. And you can't have people sitting in lawn chairs.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Rob, because it's the same construction company that's doing 390.
Easy Wildcat.
And Tommy Oliver.
And Tommy Oliver. Hey, you're Jason.
Right. They quit on 390. They're working on Pensacola Street. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see that being.
So, in your opinion, it will not be ready. That's what you're saying?
I don't see any way it's ready.
Golly day.
And here's my thing: when you do something that massive and that big, you've got everything. Now you're going to have all new entrances going in and everything else. Is that going to be not a cluster the first day?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they schedule that in Jacksonville or something?
Yeah, I hope not. I don't like going to Jacksonville.
What they're doing.
No, it wouldn't be ideal, but playing in front of 30,000 people with a half-built stadium would be stupid.
It's a home and home. Just flip it.
Listen to him. He's trying to get you out home.
I forgot about that. They're only going to have half as many people, so the traffic might not be as bad.
Right.
Yeah. They're going to pay twice as much for those tickets, though. Hey, Rob, now I'll tell you what, though. Tommy Santamont, he got a connection over there, and he went over there and it was his birthday week. He went over there, him, and they met with the AD. They walked around everything, the stadium, all the facilities, and Tommy told me it's going to be ready. But Tommy's always very positive.
Right. Do you think do you think the athletic director is going to sit there and all the people that higher uppers are going to say, no, we're not going to be ready?
Good point.
Good point. Yeah, you're right.
Good point.
You know, because would you not look at them and say, well, then why in the crap did y'all do this?
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. I mean, you're going to have that is going to be the game of that weekend for the first couple weeks. You know, nighttime, prime time. Everybody's going to watch it.
Rob.
Ohio State, Texas, week one.
Week one's the Buckeyes versus Texas. That's going to be the one. It's not going to be like it was when they played 10 years ago.
Isn't FSU week 0?
Oh, you're right.
No, it isn't. No. The Alabama, Texas, all those games were that date. I already looked it up.
There you go.
I think Ohio State, Texas at noon, and that game's a night game. So you're going to get the best of both. You know,
right.
Right.
But it's not going to be built up like it was when they played week 1
over
before.
in Texas at noon? Wouldn't you love to be over in Texas at noon?
No.
It's going to be in Columbus.
It's in Columbus.
Yeah. But still, that could still be hot and miserable that time of year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to be in Tallahassee, so if y'all get a ticket, throw it my way.
Julie wants to go. I don't know. I think I'd rather watch it on TV.
Well,
I didn't go to a game last year.
Look and see what it looks like in August.
Yeah.
Early August and see.
Well, Rob, you know the ticket prices are going to be out the roof on this one. They're going to get what they want.
Alabama's going to be Alabama fans are going to be buying up all the tickets.
Yeah. If you want to make money, sell your tickets.
Right.
That's when Alabama played Texas. I'm telling you, there were so many Texas people there. It was incredible. In Alabama, people were charging $1,000, $2,000 a piece for tickets, and they were buying them like it was cotton candy.
Look at the Ohio State Tennessee game. They were buying up the front row.
Well, everybody wants to see the state. Everybody in the South wants to go up there and see that. I get that.
And then they left the second quarter.
Yeah. All right, Rob, we got to go, buddy. You have a good day. Thank you, man. Roll Tide.
Hey, be careful. Be careful on your trips.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
See you,
man.
Real quick, the final poll, coaches poll this year, Auburn basketball. Auburn finishes 4th in the country. They went 8 straight weeks of being the number 1 team in the country. Duke was number 1. This is about the coaches now. Duke's number 1, Houston, Florida, Auburn, St. John. The coach is doing a great job at St. John's. I like that guy. I don't care what he did in the
Ohio
like
State.
Yeah, Tennessee, Michigan State, Alabama's 8th, Texas Tech 9th, and Wisconsin's 10th. All right, we got to take a break. Let's take this break. We'll be back, and we're going to talk some Big Ten football. I want these experts' opinion on this. A nice little article to have on the Big Ten football. But right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Get out B4 Braves, Lynn Haven. Have a wonderful time. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard look beautiful? Patrick can make it happen. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's go see Amber. Let's go see Russ.
If you're going to ask that special someone, you better have a special engagement ring, and they can custom make one of a kind. Custom make right there at David Adamson Designer Jewelry and have it ready for you in 10 days.
Yep. Right and after that, head on down to B4 Brady's. Have a great lunch. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Be back in about 60 seconds. 2 minutes, whatever.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street, or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage, $1,748 per month per 1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
Bendian's Best Moves is a local moving company in Panama City, providing reliable services to the families and businesses in our community. Coveted for the long list of services they provide, experts at what they do, and they do it all from start to finish. The pros at Bendian's Best Moves have moved doctors, attorneys, pastors, schools, small businesses, the federal government, and they can move you too. For the best moving experience, it's Bendian's Best Moves. Call now, 850-583-0814.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
They got what they deserve when they come up there.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Come on, baby. Talk to me.
Wake me up.
All you women out there, listen to this.
Give me money for the slot machine.
Buy me another lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Get out there and pump the gas.
No,
It's
but
cold this morning.
nothing, baby. I want it on.
Forget that last part.
Do you know the words to Eddie's?
No.
You just did a good job, Rocky Top.
That new album coming out April 1st.
That's just
Order
a great
now.
song. And you know what? Think back in the day when life was so much better. Get in the kitchen, get cooking, and don't talk much. And just do what you talk.
Get a little smacking every now and then.
I'll never forget. I will never forget. This is when I was a kid. My dad, 2 feet from the TV. Lucille! Yelling, Lucille! What, honey? What, honey?
You worked hard all day.
What are you doing? What do you need? She'd come running there. You hear her. She'd come running there and go, can you change the TV for me? he could reach the TV.
That's when you call her
She would run in there and
sensuous.
turn the TV.
You call her sensuous?
Yeah.
Sensuous
It was
up.
unbelievable, man.
Sensuous up, get me a beer.
Yeah, anything. She loved. She
That was
loved
a big,
my daddy.
People now don't understand. That was a big deal. Who's going to get up to change the channel?
Yeah,
right.
'Cause we had five kids in our family. There's 7 people. We're all, like, who's going to get up? It's like you say, it's like 3 feet away.
Right.
Get up and change the channel.
I ain't doing it.
I did last time.
You do it.
And then the budding years, trying to get, or the fine tuning.
That was Saturday football games for me because
Things going in and out.
Channel
Pictures.
4 CBS didn't come in very well, so I put aluminum foil around the rabbit ears.
Yeah.
Like had my brother up there hanging it and trying to adjust it in one side.
Yeah, we were talking about this. It brings back some memory. But every day he would come home from work. He worked at Maxwell for a day. He would walk in. I mean, I'm talking every day now. She would run up to him and give him a big kiss on the lip and hug. They hugged each. I was like, God, come on. But I don't think Julie even says hello to me.
She says goodbye.
I think that's because of you. I think that's because of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just the sweetest dad. I don't get it, man. It was just different back. You know, she was. He was 10 years older than Mom, but she's old country girl. But she loved my daddy. It was on.
Oh, my mama had the dinner at her. My dad, same thing. Come home at 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, like clockwork.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
We
had a miniature Dotson, Snoopy. He'd be jumping up and down, going crazy, seeing him when they were kissing. I can just visualize it. It was unbelievable. I got to tell you, we had a birthday party yesterday. Earl's birthday was yesterday. Earl just turned 74. Happy birthday, Earl.
Happy birthday.
Leighton, Lorelai, and Johnny. 3 greatest things ever happened. Laura bought me a shirt. It said, Papa, special people call you. It was awesome. But anyway, Laura and Eric got Johnny a Mercedes.
Wow.
Now listen, this little motorized car, he just turned 1.
Yeah.
But it's got this new device on it. You can sit in it, and they've got it control. You push the button. But this one's got where another person can control. So Leighton was control of it. She had him running. We were dying laughing. One time I thought he was going to fall out, but he was just smiling. He's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
We had a great time.
That's awesome.
Wonderful party. Our little grandson.
I can see that she's got her grandpa's orneriness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That little glitter in her eye.
She's something else.
She's sitting over there.
She came in yesterday, but she wouldn't talk. Usually she would, just get in here and talk like anything. But I think she didn't know Chad. I think that's
sweet as she could be.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Does she know about Alabama football?
She likes Bama now. She watches
she
football.
She could have done the whole segment.
Both of them kids, Lorelai and Leighton, both watch Alabama football. We took them to Alabama. You talking about Tennessee fans? We get in the stadium. This is Tennessee's away. It's in Tuscaloosa. And this guy, the band's down there, he's cut F this, F Bama, just unbelievable. He was blitzed, a couple of Tennessee students. I'm like, they're going to get killed running their mouth like that. And the band members are taught not to say words because they were getting cussed out and they would look straight ahead. And I was like, man, I looked at the guy. He's pretty good size, so I turned my head real quick. But anyway, he was in there running his mouth, F this, F Bama, and goes right by where Tennessee fans are in that little corner in their band. But I'm like, he's going to get killed before the day's over. Yeah. And you're right. They go up there to Knoxville. I mean, in Columbus doing that. It's not a good thing to do.
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, they were mapping out where to throw our goalposts after they're going to kill us and all this other stuff.
When Lorelai and I was watching them, because we got some little popcorn and whatever they wanted, and they walked through the gate to look up and see the stadium. And first time you've seen it, it's huge. I was watching their eyes, and they're just looking, and their eyes got huge. They were like, my God. They'd never seen anything like that. 100 and something thousand people, the band's playing. They had a blast. It was a great thing. Since then, Bama's on TV and anything, they're watching Bama football. Or whatever Bama's
Get them started early.
Oh, I got a question for you guys. This was a great article, and I enjoyed this because I want your opinion on are they right or wrong. Big Ten schools, Big Ten programs that have a chance to make the playoffs, they're contenders in 2025. The pretenders and the contenders. We all know who the real ones are. Ohio State has a shot at being back-to-back champs. You've got Oregon, which lost one game, we're ranked number one almost the entire year, and you got Penn State. Now, I've always been bad-mouthing James Franklin. This could be the year he does something. I mean, really, he could do something this year. Now, we'll talk about the schedule in a minute. But of all the teams, I hope and pray we don't have another Indiana. But there's one team, and I like the coach, Illinois, Bielema. They were 10. Don't laugh. They were 10-3 last year. They beat South Carolina.
No laughing.
Yeah.
They beat South Carolina in the bowl game. The guy can coach. They lost. This is the teams they lost to. They lost to Penn State, which won some playoff games. They lost to Oregon, which is the second best team in the country. Yeah. The best team out there that the owner Nike can buy. Ohio State and USC come to Illinois. The schedule might get them. The schedule could get them. Ohio State, they're not going to win. I don't see them beating Penn State and Oregon.
I'm not as sold on Penn State. I see Drew Aller as a big question mark still. I mean, he cost them games. I don't think he sees the field very well. He's kind of slow. I mean, they lost some of their best players, Abdul Carter, Tyler Warren, their best offensive weapon. So, they're going to have a really strong running game. It took Jim Knowles 3 years to really implement his defense at Ohio State because he just didn't have the personnel. And I think they may struggle a little bit in that aspect too. So, I think James Franklin is a solid coach. If you win that many games at that level, you're a heck of a football coach. But there's times that he cost his team with his decision making. He's going for it on fourth down. Some of the play calling. Wait a
minute. Are you saying Penn State's not going to make the playoffs?
No, I'm saying they're not winning the national title. And I'm saying they'll finish third behind Ohio State and Oregon. And I think Illinois could clip them, depending on where that's played.
Right.
Because they kind of match up. Penn State's not going to spread you out and like expose your athleticism. They're going to line up, run right at you, be physical with you, and that's the type of game that Bielema has always been successful at when he was at Wisconsin, when he was at even at Illinois. So I think they match up really well with Penn State.
Now I hear you talking. It makes me kind of laugh. Not in disrespect for you or other people, but you look at these Penn State sites and what they're saying. we got a defensive coordinator in here now. We got this, we got that. We got all this production coming back. See, they believe that defensive coordinator just won a national championship.
They believed in the one last year because he was really good, and they lost him because he was a really good defensive coordinator. I don't necessarily think he was an upgrade. We had a lot of issues with him, his personality. It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, Larry Johnson Sr. was one of the best defensive line coaches in the country. They could not get along. They actually switched from his defense to the defense we ran after the Oregon game. He didn't take that very well, so just not being able to take criticism from your boss like that was a red flag. So,
it's a good point.
We wanted to keep him, don't get me wrong, but nobody cried when he left, and we weren't going to the level that Penn State was willing to pay him to keep him. So there was a couple mutual, like, hey, if you're going to make that type of money, you need to move on. So, and I think hiring Matt Patricia was just as good. So,
all right,
we'll see. It's still to be determined.
Illinois, do they make the 12-team playoff? If they pick the 12 best teams, I think they're in. But what we got to put up with what we did last year, teams that shouldn't have been in there, I don't know. What do you think? Do they get in?
History would tell us that they won't, but you never know. But I heard Urban Meyer on a podcast talking about the new format that's going to go the 4-4-2-1-1-1, all that kind of stuff. In that format, maybe, in a couple years, but I don't think
next year.
Yeah, I don't think Illinois is ready quite yet.
That new format's not going to happen until 26, right?
26, right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. With that format, there's 4 teams. Yeah, maybe they might be that 4th team, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right, the next team that won a national championship in 2023, they've got the best high school quarterback in the country coming in, but he'll be a freshman. They beat the national championship teams at Ohio State. They beat Alabama like a drum with their backups. Will Michigan make the playoffs in 2025? They say they got a shot to do it. Do they make it?
I think they're still a year away. I really do. I think they had some holes on, offense, especially at wide receiver. I think they lost a lot in their secondary, losing their entire defensive line. Those guys made up for a lot of deficiencies in their back 7 last year. Kenneth Grant and I forget the other kid's name, but really good. Going to be top 10 picks in the NFL draft. Yeah. So I think they lost a little bit. I do think Bryce Underwood is a tremendous talent. He's like the kid that came from LSU, Jaden Daniels. So he's going to be really good.
Hayes from Alabama, the running back.
So they've recruited really well. They've built that roster up really well post Harbaugh. So I still don't know what Sherrone Moore is as a head coach, but we're going to find out this year.
Here's the elephant in the room. It's not popular, but it's the truth. Picking Michigan to me, is fool's gold because something's going to happen to them.
Yeah, for sure.
And one of the things that's going to happen to them is going to be postseason bans. There's going to be one. They volunteered on their own, Michigan, to do it next year.
Wow.
That doesn't look like. That's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that you got to take in. Do they have players come? Yeah, that Brian Underwood's supposed to be tremendous. That's all true, but not if they're on a postseason ban. And I think they're gonna get something.
And as a true freshman quarterback, going to carry you to the playoffs.
It's hard for a true freshman to do that. But I didn't think they'd beat Ohio State. They beat Alabama.
I know.
They got some positive things happening in the year they could build on.
Right.
But I think what he's saying, the back of their mind, they're going to hear stuff all summer getting ready. What's going to happen to us? I get where you're coming from. Real quick, Max Fit, where can I get up with you?
Yeah, we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We have our free sample bar. So if you take pre-workouts, amino acids, any proteins, you can come down and try them for free. Somatomax, if you want to try out the sleep aid, come down, grab a sample. We're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. Both of them have InBody 570, so you can kind of track your results in our free sample bar. So come by either store and give us a shout.
Don't forget, J. Michael's Restaurant today. We'll be there about 11:15, 11:30. Stevenson Air Condition, Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legendary Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida for any injury. You realize this will be his 26 years on Bay County sideline. The guy's a legend. Yeah. Dr. Ward, Max Fitz. We'll be right back to finish up with our Big Ten update. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your exclusive home for March Madness.
And it goes for the win!
We'll bring you every game live. the NCAA men's basketball tournament, college basketball's premier event, and it's all righty.
And the dream is alive!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Bendian's Best Moves is a local moving company in Panama City, providing reliable services to the families and businesses in our community. Coveted for the long list of services they provide, experts at what they do, and they do it all from start to finish. The pros at Bendian's Best Moves have moved doctors, attorneys, pastors, schools, small businesses, the federal government, and they can move you too. For the best moving experience, it's Bendian's Best Moves. Call now, 850-583-0814.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Happy birthday, Bruce Pearl. He was born 1960. Happy birthday, born March 18th, 1960.
He looks good for his age, then.
He's a good-looking guy, great guy. My daughter thinks he's a wonderful man. All right, let's get into it. Ohio State Buckeyes, they got a shot to go back-to-back. They're going to get in. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that one. They're in. Oregon, they're in. There's no doubt they're going to be good. I think Oregon's going to be really good. Yeah, and they got revenge on their mind. They do not play the Buckeye. I did not realize that. They don't play Ohio State.
Yeah, those teams from the West Coast, they don't play them every year. It's like every other year, every 3 years. I don't know. I can't remember.
Now,
I've written down
this
somewhere.
is one of the new four in the Big Ten. And remember back in Nebraska, the powerhouse Nebraska has not been the same ever since they've joined the Big Ten. The other three schools, what are they, or who are they? Washington, UCLA, and USC. USC is a blue blood. The other three new teams, they combine their records 18 and 20. In Big Ten play, combine those three powerhouses, they won 11 games. They lost 16 Big Ten conference games.
It's a big year for USC's coach. I mean, he's got to win.
Yeah.
What a bad contract for them, but I think he's still at $70 million buyout.
Yeah.
But they recruited really well at the end of the year, so whoever was running their NIL stepped up. They got some defensive linemen, so they might be a little dangerous team, a little dark horse possibly to make the playoffs.
But they stepped up 2 years ago. They were buying players. They got some kids from SEC.
Georgia,
they bought them, Georgia. It hadn't paid out. It's kind of like a James Franklin deal.
Right.
He's actually James Franklin's a little bit more solid.
I think they would take James Franklin at USC today.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
If you're going 10, 11 games a year, I mean, I would sign up for that.
So here are the teams they said the real contenders. We mentioned Illinois, Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Penn State. All right, let's talk about Penn State. Now, we talked about you guys aren't a believer in a chance to win a national championship. I think they have a shot to win it all. You guys don't agree with that. But you do agree they're going to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Their schedule's soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're very good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just think the quarterback position is huge, and I've not seen anything from Drew Aller to make me believe he can win a national.
This is the only thing I worry about with Penn State. They got to play both of them. They're at Ohio State, and I think Oregon comes to them. I think.
That Ohio State game is going to be nasty, too, with all the storylines and behind the scenes. Did Knowles show up for the national championship celebration? Did he accept the job before the playoffs were even, over? There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And the players in that defensive, locker room weren't happy with the way he handled that. So there's going to be a lot of juice in that game, and they're coming to Columbus, so we'll see.
Here's the real question for both of you, which, watch out. I've said it. Nothing stays the same. We made a mistake with going just with the ABC. We should have, could have, and would have kept CBS. That made us great over those years they covered us. Is it over for the SEC? Does the Big Ten win 3 in a row, which has not happened in, 30, 40 years, whatever it's been? Do they
Maybe
win,
ever.
Yeah, do they win 3 in a row, and then for sure the new power is the Big Ten? Do they win 3 years in a row?
I couldn't definitively say that. I think Ohio State, Oregon would be in the top 4 of your, national championship odds, but you got Texas. I mean, I think LSU is going to be really good. There's teams in the SEC. It's definitely not over. This runs in cycles. Ohio State has as good a chance as anybody. They got 2 of the best players in college football coming back. When you got Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, that's a good place to start. You throw in a 5-star quarterback like Julian Sain, you're going to be really good.
He's got a big-time arm, too. I think he's going to be a better passer than what you just had.
I think the first game of the season is going to tell us a lot. I think Texas has a tremendous roster. They got Archie Manning. They've been grooming for, 3 years now, 2 years now. He's ready to take over. They had the most complete roster that I saw against Ohio State, even over Oregon a little bit with their young defensive talent. So it's a toss-up. I think they definitely have the teams to do it. I think they're as good as the SEC at the top, but the SEC with Georgia, how the Stockton going to play, they're going to have a great roster. LSU is going to be really good. You got Texas, to me, that's going to be really good. Florida with Lagway. I don't think Auburn's ready to compete for a national championship, but that roster is going to be good. Alabama's going to be good this year, so it's hard to say. But I think those 2 have separated themselves clearly from the other conferences.
Yeah, I was thinking about Texas is my early like I had Buckeyes last year at this time. I got Texas this year. I think they'll be really good on defense, but we shall see.
Yeah.
I mean, injuries, transfers, who knows? I did want to get this in real quick. 2 SEC teams turned down. Both teams declined the NIT invitation, LSU and South Carolina. How they got invited, I'll never know. LSU's 14-18 overall, 3-15 in the SEC.
Dang.
South Carolina's 12-20. Well, the strength of schedule's tough.
I understand that, but you should be able to win some games.
Well, South Carolina's record in the SEC is 2-18.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever. Things have changed. All right, I want to talk about the LSU 2019 national championship team. I think maybe one of the best ever. They have what they've done with those former players. It's like $500 million. Joe Burrows makes $55 million a year. I love that guy. He gets beat up, banged up, but $55 million a year. Overall contract, $275 million. He's not the Jefferson. 4 years, $140 million a year.
Jamar Chase, you mean?
Chase. No, Chase is next. 4 year, $461 million a year.
Okay.
Stingley, I think it's Stingley.
Yeah.
3 year, $90 million. I mean, these guys are knocking out of the ballpark. Some of these are record deal. The DB, these are records, man. They all were on one football team, college football team. That's incredible.
Greatest offense I've seen, I mean, for sure. When you got that wide receiver core, and their third wide receiver that year, I can't remember his name, was tremendous, too. I can't.
Brady Moss's son played tight end. He was good, too.
But that offense was as good as any. I mean, nobody thought Burrow was going to be that good. I mean, Burrow, his first year at LSU, was through like 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. A lot of the fans were like, But that last year when they had Chase.
His daddy was a high school football coach.
Oh, yeah. We know very well about him in Ohio, unfortunately. He was Mr. Football. I mean, went to Athens. He would have won the job, but he got mono at the end of the spring camp, and Haskins ended up taking it over. So,
Jason, we got about 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some great products. If you guys out there, if you get older, you're going to have problems sleeping. Get down to Max Fist, but just say, look, I'm not sleeping well. I've been hearing on the radio. What is it? They'll set you up. If you got knees pain, joint pain, shoulders are killing you, They got a cream down there. It's unbelievable. A joint boost is unbelievable. Where are you located, and what's the best way to get up with you?
Well, we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village between Black Sheep Armory and Taziki's. You can come in, utilize our free sample bar. We can put you on the InBody 570 to track results. And we're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
How much time do I have left, Wild McCat?
You got 30 seconds to ramble.
You told me
on.
that a minute ago. You messed me up. I can ramble?
Yeah.
I don't want to ramble. Jim Bob, you doing good?
Yeah,
y'all,
I'm all right.
Y'all going to go anywhere? Oh, you just got back. Y'all just had, was it your birthday or the girl's birthday when y'all went down there?
Well, our birthday's at the beginning of February, and we couldn't go when it was actually our birthday weekend, so we put it off a couple weeks.
Okay. Jason, we will see you next Tuesday.
Yep.
All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 72 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 60. Tomorrow, sunny and a high around 74. For Thursday, light sprinkles and a high of 67. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the